is not a need to know the self. Why it says it is reflecting like you do not need the candle or the bulb when the sun is bright. You see? Mm-hmm. The same way, the intellect and this time-bound knowledge, you learning a language, you need that time sequence, chronological time of the knowledge, but you cannot step out of the self. You, that is the wholeness. Wholeness means oneness without the two. You cannot step out of it, whether you are bread earner, millionaire, trillionaire, you cannot step out of the self. You are lonely, you are miserable, you are just giggling or forgetting but you cannot step out of the self. What is the self? Self oneness without the two. Or the other words put in the scriptures, the soul, the eternal, the eternity, the consciousness, the divine consciousness, or in the behavior world, we say end of suffering. End of suffering, nobody wants to suffer, whether it is a billionaire or a poor man, or no one to suffer. But the paradox is, in the world, if we observe, there is no one who is not suffering. You go and travel anywhere in the world, Africa or poor countries or anywhere, the hunger is there, dominating and suffering. You travel the Europe, the any war, any so-called civilized countries, the suffering is different kind. It's more like intellectual, from the physical to emotional or psychological, lonely, miserable, and tense and stressed out. And the ones who have accumulated millions and billions, they suffer even the same or even more, because they are full of fear. What will happen next? What will happen tomorrow? I'm not taking an example of Trump, but Trump-like suffering is even bigger, because I have in physical company with the richer than the richest, Sultan of Brunei, Adnan Khashoggi, or you can imagine. And even in the plane, they had jacuzzi and all that, but stressed out. Stressed out because they have never entered the kingdom of heaven. And what is the enter of kingdom of heaven? Is not Beverly Hills, or rather it is heavenly hills, which is here now, which is here now, which is the other name of being, which is the other name of wholeness. Wholeness means not that seeking pleasure or bliss. It's the other name of completeness, wholeness. Wholeness, what is wholeness? Wholeness is that which is seeking completion. Completion means when when the little baby or little child is in the womb, it is so like blissful state. Food, clothes, shelter are nurtured, nourished. Want no more. Even in the little babies, you offer diamond, gold, they don't know because they are in the state of being. B-E-I-N-G, being, which is way beyond doing, working, thinking, all that we enter every night. We die in that state of sound sleep when the mind is no longer, the ego is not seeking more is gone. So, let me ask you, yeah.
So are you saying we disappear into nothingness?
No, you cannot disappear. You cannot. It's like
I would mean the ego disappears.
yeah. The ego. No, ego is actually it's like a bubble. When it is intensified and a real question is questioned, when it becomes burning question, then it evaporate. Evaporate is like a ghostly image. It's not there. It appear as it is there, yet not there.
Okay.
It appears as like you go out, there will be a shadow of you. There would be a shadow of you. But shadow is real or unreal?
I can see it, so I say it's real.
Huh?
If I see it, I say it's real.
Is real, yeah. But that momentary real, yeah. But actually, it is like very similar to the dream. Dream is apparently real, when you get up, when you wake up, it is just like a shadow thing. It's not there. It's a like a bubble is created with the hot air, and then you observe it appear and disappear. So it's like even a memory, come and go. When you are driving, you see 100 people. Do you remember them? No, you don't need to remember because they are not as important, as significant. So is the life. A intelligence, creative intelligence will examine and question what is worth living, what is the life, the essential question, not just waste the life. For example, many people realize in their life, oh, they wasted 5 years with this bum girl or bum woman or bum man. You see, and they repent. Oh, so much precious life I wasted. The same way, like people waste life in dream or in the work. So, who are you? It is that attentive attention, that quality of attention which get consumed into thoughts and actions. So the more intelligent you are, you not get to what you call entanglements into unnecessary material things, unnecessary. But the more foolish, they waste their life. So the precious life, this vehicle, the body mind, it can go beyond millions and billions and trillions, or you can waste it in the few thousand. So is the beauty. It is no value and yes value apparently appear, but it is beyond the value because you cannot buy this sunlight, the breathe you air, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that is the beauty of the prana energy, the chi. Chi is the one operating all the hands, the legs, and all that, because if prana chi is polluted, and that's what all the virus and all this is invisible. It work on immune system, immune system, which is not visible with the microscopes and that, but there is subtle more life which cannot be seen with the microscope or telescope or any microscope. Why? The scientists discovered that it is emptiness. Emptiness means beyond the vision. Emptiness means, for example, we see the tree in front of a huge tree, and it came. The example is from the mustard seed. It came from mustard seed, which is hardly. Then you cut it. You cut it, and you see it. You see what you will see when it sprout. It sprout from nothingness. Even those two petals, when the seed is broken, that something is sprout out, like two pea pods. But that one which is born is not even material. That is from nothingness. So that's what Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, all or Upanishads, they are describing that all 10,000 things, all the things are coming from nothingness. What is that nothingness? That is the vibrating energy. And energy, that's why the spiritual discipline, they give you sound vibrations. Then they name it, they put a name to it, the mantras, but the whole thing is the vibrational frequencies. In future, of course, they'll invent the frequentional medicinal frequencies which can be sent through the distance too. So that's what the whole homeopathy is depend on the frequency, because all energy is one, all consciousness is one, cannot be two. So there is no division. For example, you have the cell phone, I have the cell phone, but then there is needed the number. So numbers are the relative reality, which are also important, but not as important as the absolute. So both are, because actually they are not two, they are only appear as two, as the body is born, as the things are born out of nothingness, but appear as separate, appear as two. So when one body dies, another body does not die, third body dies, they are like the bubbles in the river, appear and disappear, appear and disappear. There is no one appearing, disappearing. Apparently appears as appear and dance, you know. That's how the silence is the mother womb of all languages, all words. And that's how the Mahaguru, Sadguru, like Ramana Maharishi, went into silence. Not that he will not speak. No, it is the mother womb of all cosmic consciousness, because they know that all other people are dreaming the dreams. That's all. And there is no no stupidity to spend 1 hour into analyzing the stupid dreams. So his presence of the silence of an hour is equal to 10, 10 years you spend in a spiritual schools and learn techniques and methods, because you cannot learn techniques and methods, time bound things, because you are fake. How can you learn? Of course, you can learn for bread earning degrees and that, but the real reality is not the word enlightenment. There is no person who get enlightened, because they how it can be when you are not a person, you are the presence. So all people who so called enlightenment, they wake up to the uh, man's stupidity, that how wasteful life they are wasting in earning bread and butter, and not loving the love which is unconditional, which is unselfish, which is unbound. And that's how the time soon will happen, when people, instead of taking and taking, will be reverse. The more you give, the more joyful. And that's how Mother Nature is already copying, doing. Mother Nature already is in that, is giving without the giving. The air we breathe, the sunlight we have, the everything, which is the essential. A time will happen when the more you will give, the more you will be ecstatic. And that's how animals and birds are living that way. When they are to create a production or a child, they build up a little house on a tree, and the process happen, and they move on. There is no mine, thine, because in reality, it is so true to begin with. It is so true that try those things which you say mine, go and try to take it with you. Illusory illusion is the prime illusion that I am my name and form. You put a name, Lenny, yeah, I'm a male, I'm so many year old. All those things are what you call passing by, temporary. So one has to discover what is really real, what is the absolute, what is the primordial, primordial essence of all essence. Like when life is gone, hot air is gone. That is the prana chi. Chi is gone. All other senses, all other physical senses or mental senses, they are not there, functional. So, what is that really dies in the body? The name does not die, name is still the same, the body is there. So, because it's like you see all the electric tools, the bulb, and if one pull out the cord, the whole machine is not anymore there. And that electricity is not even visible. You can see with the eyes, but that's the prime. So the consciousness is like the screen without the pictures, and the mind is like the photos and memory, photo memories coming and appearing and disappearing. And the more the mind is silent, the transparency is there. If it is more restful, anxietyful, then life become miserable. Do you know that even in, suppose in one block, you choose like 100 people and they live 100 level of life. Why? Because it is the mind uh, constipated with the desire, with the worries, with the anxieties. So mind is seeking freedom from that suffering. That's how the word they chose, enlightenment, lighten up the light. Not that somebody, no. One realized that the wholeness is nothing but light, but we get so much entangled into the, as you said the word, the ego. Ego means the fake ghostly appearance. The ghost is like which appear and yet it is not there. You go and catch it, it's not there. That's how they invented the word devil, the ghost devil. It appear like something and not there. Illusory. Because if you get it, you can cure it and do something with it. But devil is much more clever. It appear and yet not appear. See, by choice, this knock you out, this presence, and you don't need 10 people or 20 people to demonstrate it. No, because when you are not there, there is no more, nothing, no more wanting. This is the supreme wealth of all wealth, because people want to advertise, have following, have numbers. No, no, no. All that is this I is supreme, I. When I find the real I, not these eyes, the real I, then light is submerged in the light, supreme light. And no want is equal to that. All wants arise from the ignorance, from objectifying the consciousness. That one can understand through the baby and child. It does not want a diamond, rather a little breast milk when it's hunger there. Otherwise, it's contently content. The same way, in the sound sleep, there is no more want of the king or billion, because the name and form is, illusion of name and form is gone. So there is no person there. There is no person there. We have invested into this fake. You can give the word ego. The words are words. And then there are schools and teachers who enjoy, or reduce your ego, get rid of it. And they enjoy their visit. And both enjoy. The teacher, the students enjoy too. Oh, I'm now on level 1. I'm on level 2. I'm more advanced. I have less ego. But the prime origin is that there is no person who can get enlightened, because the very idea and project is fake. There is no person. There is no person to be enlightened. And all the holy books and scriptures and all those things, they add on to they are add on to that same level, intellectual chewing. Because they try to understand, which is ununderstandable. That's the one line, the first line.
Mm-hmm.
The very first line, one word. Intellect is not a need. The candles and bulbs are man-made, but imagine the emergence of the sunlight. The candles and bulbs are there, but not needed. The same way, the grace of the wise one tell you, come out of the bubble of illusion. Then there is no more polishing of the brick into a mirror. because you water in the root, you get the best fruit. You prime illusion of the body and mind. You're not the body, you're not the mind. Those apparently appearance, nothing wrong in that. Nothing wrong in that. Like nothing wrong in the boat, nothing wrong in the car. And satsang is not for sale. No ticket, no book, no nothing. Entanglement is not there. Entanglements. What you have to say?
Let's talk more about the entanglements. Entanglements with other people, with
No, entanglements happen when lack of knowledge. For example, suppose you got entangled with the Korean girl who squeezed you on every level, physically, emotionally, monetarily, and psychologically, came as a beauty queen but was a snake. So, is it her fault or your fault?
It's my fault.
Yeah, but the clear vision was not there. When we get into accident not because of it is I was not seeing. No, you have to see other people's coming to you too.
Yeah.
It's the both.
That's right. No, I didn't see it coming.
So people, the pandits, astrologers, they will translate, oh, it was your bad karma, good karma, past karma. Those are just only words. But life is here now. There is no more past, future, and time illusion and analyzing the chewing-gum. Chewing-gum apparently has food, but give no nutrition. The same way, you can eat a chewing-gum 5 hours, 6 hours, but give you nothing. The same way, she was a emotional chewing-gum. She spent year 4, 5 years like that. There are some people who got entangled not 5 years, even 50 years, and then they realize, oh, I was with a snake. So the word stupidity is little sarcastic, but we create our own pleasure pain. We are not seeing clearly. That's all it is. Then the older people will say, oh, you should take advice because we have more experience. That is another analyzing. But life is vibrant. You cannot just analyze. Of course, on material level, some experience do have some insight. Oh, you buy this shoes, not that shoes. You buy this of course, material life has some comparison. But you cannot compare one mother with the other mother. Oh, change the mother and bring the other mother.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, the seers point out that this life is so mystery that 1 year of wisdom can equal to 10 lifetimes when you are awake, and otherwise you are wasting and wasting like a pig level, animal level, elephant level, fighting, lion level. These are all consciousness. It's not the two. It apparently appear. They are the levels. They are people who live at the donkey level. Donkey level means what? Means work, 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 work. And then monkey level, more mental, jumping, 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 jumping. And then donkey, monkey, and then, of course, there are also so called spiritual people who are decorating the donkey and monkey. They, they are doing spiritual side. They are working hard. They get up at 4, 5, and they're doing, they're chanting, chanting, chanting. But there's nothing changing inside the same because what change you will make a change when you are changing a shadow of the shadow. Suppose in the dream you are Prince Charles or the cook is attacking you. Who is better, the prince or the cook or the prince? The cook says, "Oh, I want to become the prince." This is all fake, fake, fake. The whole thing is the fake. The dream is the dream.
Mm.
See, if you make change any, it appear like you win the one country, the other countries are becoming your enemy. It appear like you are winning, losing, but it's a one party,
Mm.
like the World Wrestling Foundation. Appear like one winning, one losing.
Mhm.
That's just a theater. Theater means what? Theater means a conceptual story. So all enlightenment, all journey is gone when you have recognized the real I, because this I is like a ghost. It says I when it is sick, when it's old, it says I, young, it says I, little baby, I. What is the real I? Are there 5 eyes? That's why one recognize what the real I and what is the fake I. Because ghost is the mechanism which take the form of, not really, but it take the form of the real. Like one king, he starts saying, "Oh, I am the god," because he got many powers. But just even 2 days ago, there was a king, Holi. They celebrate Holi. That's why, because he was like Ram and Ramayana. It was that story. The whole thing is ego start acting, the devil start acting as the divine, as the God.
Mm.
And of course, the devil has all the fake powers, all the powers, When you call out all the powers are there, actually more active. But apparently appear, not the real, like the you and the shadow. When you move it, the shadow is not there. The same way, becoming and becoming is born out of being. So these waves are like becoming, all waves. Waves means thinking, act, like the mirror and the shadow. See, the want is gone, the desires are gone. Why? Because what it was, the seeking. In the enlightened state also the seeking, but not seeking as a anxiety. The way they describe it, when you are hungry, you eat. When you are sleepy, you sleep. That's simple. And that become ecstatic. Ecstatic means stepping out of the mental anxiety. Because there is no chemical solution. Of course, there are chemical solutions. People take a shot or that, those temporary fake solutions, not the real solution. That's like entanglement, forgetfulness. For a while, you appear as apparently happy, like suppose she came to you, the Korean girl, and gave you the illusion that your life is happy. She injected, she gave you that dose that you are more happy with her, and you bought it. So it's not you. We are talking of human mind. Human mind always go into entanglement. That's why there is a different level: entanglement, arrangement, and what you call engagement and marriage. Marriage means more involvement. But then marriage is causing arranged miserable life, not 1%, 2% adjust long, but most of them, 90%, 80%, they are always fighting, either emotionally or in the mind or in the dream. Why? Because when they cannot handle themselves, they are becoming and being, image another become and being, and they always in the go. They're always in the go. They're in one family, but always have separate bank balance, separate ego, separate ego. So it's always a tug of war. It's always a monkey donkey war. Of course, that excitement of little fights that keep the health. Health means circulation going, but there is nothing to do with the quality of life. Because people need entanglements for the ego to carry on. That is the need. Ego is very happy when there is pain. and suffering. The bigger the disease, the bigger the ego is happy. Oh, I have this incurable disease. Oh, I have this. More suffering, more ego is laughing. Yeah, I saw text it.
Is it still running?
No, end.
Yeah.
Yeah,